We fuck like we fight, goddammit. Of course, that was Junkyard right here on your Classic Metal Show. And John, take yourself off mute. But yeah, that was Junkyard from one of their more recent albums. What is it called? High Water. Yeah, High Water. And like that tune. I'm kind of in like a groove-oriented rock metal sort of mood tonight. I know people were saying in the chat room they want me to play like extreme metal or something. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight.
Well, we do have some Kill or Be Killed. We got the new Kill or Be Killed. Maybe.
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
As I was told during the week, here's the music. It's done. Fuck off.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much where I'm at with it right now. Is like, you know what? Whatever, man.
Right.
I'm just kind of winging it right now, just seeing what goes. And truth be told, I just don't want to fuck with it tonight. I put the music together. It's done. Good enough.
When do you ever? I hit you up before the show. I was like, maybe we should get Sal on. Like, no. He wants to call and talk about last week. Like, we could get him on the StreamYard, and you're like, no. I didn't even try to sugarcoat. I was just like, no. You know, that's like Neely hit me up and was like, do you want me to call it? And I was like, I don't think I got the bandwidth for that. You know, maybe we will. I really don't think, between playing the music and doing the StreamYard and everything, I really don't think I have the bandwidth to do all right.
to do calls as well, because then I'd have to open yet another program. And it's like, I don't know.
You also hate taking calls, so.
Yeah, well, I don't mind from Neely. Yeah. It's his fucking show, but I just, you know me, I'm not, I don't like being the lead. I like being the fucking follow. I like being the follow guy that doesn't have to do shit. Just listen and say, yeah, fuck right. Tit pussy cunt. You know?
tit jokes, fucking cunt.
Yeah, that's Next what I do. That's what I do. I tell jokes, but anyway, moving forward here. So during this last week, actually, I think Friday of last week, we saw what I think, and I don't know if this is true or not because I really haven't been paying attention to any pop culture, but we saw what I think was the first major movie released directly to homes. Instead, I mean, it was released to movies as well, to theaters, the few that are open, but it was released straight to your house, and that was, of course, Bill and Ted. What's it called? Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now, we both watched this movie.
Yes.
I think we have very different opinions of this movie. I'm pretty sure we do. So I will let you take the lead on this. If you now, and I will stress, for me personally, as well as I think for you, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, going into this movie, we're both big fans of the Bill and Ted franchise. Is that right? Huge fan.
Don't forget when they first came out, I was like 13, 14 years old.
Sure.
So the dude, and the air guitar, this, that, and the other was like, that was the coolest thing ever to me.
Sure.
So, yeah, so huge fans, yes.
Yeah, so they released this movie. It's, 30 years later or whatever it is.
Yep.
And the premise is the premise is basically that they have to travel around to finally find the song that fixes the world.
They at some point they write the song that saves
the world,
like time itself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that being said, and you as a huge fan, and I am a huge fan, what did you think of Bill and Ted Face the Music?
It was better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be terrible, and it wasn't as terrible as I thought it would be. See, and I told you this when we were talking about it off air, last week. Like, I can't really explain it to you because you're not a Star Wars fan, but for anybody who's a Star Wars fan, like, this movie was literally Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. It's basically like exactly what it should have been if the characters were like 30 years older, and it was perfect in that respect.
All right.
So like I looked at that, I was like, I wasn't expecting anything. It was great. Like it was for me not expecting anything. It was great. I know that you hated it, but for me, it's like, well, dude, I mean, like, like again, Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, people that hate that movie are like, they're like, oh, Luke Skywalker sucks. Like he's supposed to be Luke Skywalker with the fucking like, okay, well, but he's 30 years older. Like, what do you do 30 years later? You don't just come out and start chopping people down with a lightsaber. Like, and same thing with Bill and Ted. It's like, yeah, it's the same. But if you extrapolate it out to 30 years later, they were grown up, and that's kind of how it was. I will say again, it wasn't as bad as I thought it could be. I thought it was going to suck, and it didn't suck. What's weird to me about the movie, and I know again, I'm selling you out, but you hated it. Dude, Keanu Reeves, like when he was just like normal Ted, like he was like, it was like he was like kind of like on downers, like he was really not doing anything. But then when he was playing other parts of himself, he was totally wide awake, and it was like he was kind of like half asleep, like in his normal role. But then like other Teds, he was wide awake and doing this, that, and the other. And I was like, well, what the fuck? While Alex Winter, Bill S. Preston, Esquire,
right?
He was exactly like he was back then.
It's probably because he hasn't been in a movie since then, so he didn't have anything to change the way he acts.
Yeah, but you know that, and I did not know this. He's actually produced a shitload. Like he's one of the biggest movie producers in Hollywood right now. Like he's like enormous.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, so he actually does have a monstrous career, and he literally just came back and just slotted right back into, the Bill S. Preston Esquire role. But Keanu Reeves is like kind of like half asleep, which you would expect. Like it's kind of like Dad, Ted Theodore Logan.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he was like other Teds, he was like all energetic and stuff. So maybe that was a character choice, I guess. But so that's my take. So what's your take?
I hated it. I absolutely thought it sucked. And to be very clear, the biggest problem I have with it is not even it. The movie sucked. The story was terrible. First of all, your comparison to Last Jedi is perfect because that movie sucked a dick too.
Fuck yourself, man. You're just a fucking idiot.
No, first of all, Luke Skywalker drinking fucking jizz from some creature was all I needed to see to know that movie sucked. And
fuck off, man. Move on, you fucking uneducated bastard. Move on.
The real problem with Bill and Ted Face the Music comes from the fact that Cobra Kai showed how to do it, and they didn't do that. Cobra Kai showed how to update a story after a big long gap and do it well. Bill and Ted just tried to recreate. They tried to make a movie that was a carbon copy of other Bill and Ted's.
What else are you going to do?
You would say that, but Cobra Kai found a way to make it interesting and different. And, the premise of, well, now the daughters are going to fucking, spoiler alert. Because we're gonna, we're gonna tell this, but the premise that all of a sudden the daughters that have never done anything but listen to their dumb fuck dads fucking talk about their shit careers, and now all of a sudden they're gonna travel around and fucking they're gonna know everything that Bill and Ted do. They're gonna know at 17 years old how to interact with fucking whatever Mozart and
Jimi
Hendrix and whoever the trumpet guy was, the whole premise was dumb.
Don't you think you're reading into a Bill and Ted movie way too much?
Yeah. Yes, I am, because I paid $24 or $34 so I could buy the whole three movie arc, I guess. But for $34, I wanted a decent fucking flick. And again, I'm going back to Cobra Kai. I didn't even like the Karate Kid movies that much.
Well, you're an idiot for that, but continue.
Cobra Kai kicked ass.
Have you watched every episode of Cobra Kai?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed both seasons of Cobra Kai. I can't wait for Netflix to fucking start airing the new season, which I guess starts this week or next week or something. You know, I'm very pumped up for Cobra Kai. I loved the way that they updated, and they could have updated with this story. They could have used, instead of that whole lame, well, now we're in the future and we're in prison and, oh, get it? Ha ha. We're big, bulky prison guys with excellent tattooed on our chest. You know, I was like, you know, I get that that's the joke, but it's like seeing a comedian do the same set for the 35th time.
What did you expect?
I expected him to come up with a better script, a better story, something that was compelling. They could have written a better script to have them be more knowledgeable, have the daughters be using their knowledge to take it into some new direction where they could have possibly made another movie. Something like Cobra Kai did. Cobra Kai took the old premise, broke that guy down as a broke dick motherfucker, and showed him rebuilding himself and actually flipped the script on who was the fucking hero and who was the dick.
Well, yeah, but dude, Karate Kid was like that. That's like a serious movie. It's not a fucking stupid comedy.
Yeah, I get it.
Bill and Ted's a stupid comedy. Like, what are you looking for, dude? Like, it's a fucking stupid comedy. Like, they
for a better script. Period.
Oh, something that what you a fucking movie writer now?
No, I just wanted to see something.
Well, then shut up.
Me.
What do you mean better script? Better script. You want a better script than fucking write it yourself.
I could write a better script.
Really? Then do it.
Than that, I could write better than that. That's fucking garbage. I have 6 books.
Yeah, so what?
I'm a professional
writer. And my stupid ass had to edit one of them. What does that tell you?
I'm a professional writer.
Dude, it was Bill and Ted grown up. It was you can't change Bill and Ted.
I hated it. You could change them a little bit.
No, you can't. And they did. Keanu Reeves was like half asleep. Like it was Dad Ted.
Keanu Reeves slept his way through the fucking movie. That's really, you know why he was Dad Ted? Because he took his check and just fucking went through the motions.
I'm fine with that.
Ugh, I'm not.
Look, man, 2020 is the biggest bag of shit ever.
True.
And if we just get a Bill and Ted movie, even if it's not the best Bill and Ted movie, it's way better than any fucking thing that we've gotten in 2020. So, like, it's good, man. It's it was a throwback, and it wasn't good. I don't want to sit here and say that it was amazing, this, that, and the other, but it was better than it had any right to be. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it as much as you do.
Yeah. Steven in the chat room, great point. How many years in cooking school do I need to tell you when food gets burned?
You know what? What the fuck does he know? He said, if I'm not wrong, he's the one that said that Rogue One sucks. In fact, if that's
I
him,
like Rogue One.
Ban him. Yep.
Not ban him, buddy.
No, ban him. Yep, ban him.
No.
Nope, ban him.
Nope.
He said Rogue One sucks. Ban him. Fuck him. Ban him.
Like I give a shit about Star Wars smack.
Eat my ass. Ban him. Fuck you, Steven. Rogue One fucking kicks ass.
Rogue One was pretty good.
Pretty good, my ass. It's the second best Star Wars movie behind fucking Empire Strikes Back.
Ever?
Yeah.
Well, let's think about that.
And yet my favorite movie of the Star Wars is Revenge of the Sith.
Is Empire where he gets his hand cut off?
Yes.
I like that the best.
Yep. Dude, Rogue One fucking rules. Anybody that thinks Rogue One's not good is a turd.
The only thing I didn't like about Rogue One, and I before you start hammering me about Star Wars knowledge, I know I'm not Star Wars knowledge.
I'm not going to. We can't go down that rabbit hole.
But I didn't like that whole thing at the end with the dude using the Force to not get shot, even though he was blind, and that was a little.
Oh, Sheridan Imwe, yeah.
I don't know his name. Whatever. I still don't know anybody's name in Rogue One.
Of course,
because they all died. So who cares? They're one and doneers. They're like William Shatner fucking songs. They hear them, they're gone. So but I did enjoy that movie. I will say I enjoyed that movie.
And because you do ban Steven, ban him.
I enjoyed Han Solo. Or Solo, whatever it's called.
Fuck off! You purposely called him Han, you ass.
I did.
Fuck off.
It's hand. Like
I hate you.
Han Solo.
I hate you. Fuck off. Anyways,
I like the Han Solo movie. I hated the one with the pod racing. That fucking sucked a dick.
Phantom Menace.
I hated most of the movie after it, except when they had what's her name with the ripped up clothes strapped to a pole. I like that. I
Attack of the Clones, Padme Amidala. Okay.
I whatever her real name is, I enjoyed that.
Natalie Portman. Yep.
Natalie Portman. I enjoyed that. She has a nice tight belly. Good stuff. And what was the third one in that series?
Revenge of the Sith.
Is
my
that
favorite Star Wars movie?
Is that the one with the molten fight?
Yes.
The molten fight was cool.
Fucking A.
I'll be honest, I don't remember the rest of the movie, but the molten fight was pretty damn good.
Well, that was, that's how he becomes Vader. So
yeah, and then the new ones, the newest ones. The first one was the same as the original first one. So
thank you. My least favorite Star Wars movie is The Force Awakens. Yes.
And then the second one, what was that?
Last Jedi is amazing.
No, that's the one where they're on the island and he's sucking the fucking creature dick and
amazing.
And Ridley's doing her fucking chopping of rocks that fall on wheelbarrows and shit. Ugh.
Love The Last Jedi.
Sucked a dick. And then the last one was okay. Had some good battles in it, some good space battle in it.
Dude, fans hate that movie.
It was okay. Was it great? No, but I'm such a not fan. It's like, in Star Wars case, I don't even need a good script. I just need show me some battles, show me a little Darth Vader. Stop with the emo kid. I don't like emo Vader, whatever his name is. The
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him crying all the fucking time. It's like, ugh. He's like the Anthony Soprano Jr. of the Sopranos. He's just a fucking faggot.
Can you give me oh my God, look at this. Look in the chat room, dude.
That's funny.
That's fantastic. Ricky, fantastic, man.
That's
funny.
My
God. By the way, can you give me admin rights to the chat room? Because I want to ban a few people.
No.
Nope. Fuck you, dude.
Nope. I can't. I don't even know how, honestly. I have them.
Neely's probably out in New Mexico like, hold on, I'll do it.
Dude, I set this chat room up like 3-4 years ago or whatever. I don't think I've ever logged into the back end of it since. I honestly don't even remember how to work it. So
how the fuck, by the way, how the fuck did you just get into 5 minutes of Star Wars with me? That was always the big no-no. Like, we're not getting into Star Wars because I would just keep going and going and going. And you got into Star Wars.
I don't care, because the Star Wars movies are most of them past the first few are Bill and Ted Face the Music. They're just fucking ridiculous, not as good as what they should be.
Right.
And that's what this Bill and Ted Face. I thought the whole premise was dumb. I thought the fucking chasing around after, what was it, Mozart or whoever was dumb.
Yep.
I just wasn't into any of it. I just hated it.
Like I said, I can't, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's a great movie. Like I did laugh, a few times, but I honestly expected it to be like shit awful, and it wasn't shit awful.
Right.
So to me, that made it a success, a Bill and Ted movie. Like, again, like the last one came out, I think it was it like 92 or something. I was 16. Like, I didn't even have a fucking driver's license at the time it came out, and now I'm watching it again as, being 44 years old. So it's like, I was not expecting it to be exactly what it was back when I was a kid. And it was better than I thought. Like, as soon as they announced it, I was like, oh God, this can't be good. And it wasn't, it wasn't great, but it was much better than I expected. I honestly expected it to be fucking awful.
Well,
and I have several examples of movies that like came way after.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they were absolutely like the worst shit ever.
Right.
Like, in this kind of thing, a movie that came 20 years later, sequels that were way too late. And this was not one of them. I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I guess it could have been a lot worse, but it doesn't. Saying it could have been a lot worse doesn't make it good by any means. It just means that it could have been a lot worse.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like, no, man, you're wrong. This is a great movie. Like, no, it was not a great movie. But if you go into it expecting like the biggest piece of garbage ever, and it's just only kind of garbage, you're like, oh, cool.
Maybe I should have gone into it that way instead of actually having an expectation of enjoyment. I should have gone, man, I'm gonna pay for this because it's gonna suck a dick. Oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Right. Well,
it only sucked the tip. It's great.
Right.
Jesus, dude. No. What kind of fucking logic is that? If you go into a movie thinking it's gonna suck and it doesn't, then that makes it okay. What the fuck? Who goes into watching a movie thinking it's going to suck?
Did you really expect a movie 30 years later to be amazing?
Amazing? No.
Well, decent, then what the fuck do you want?
Decent? Yes. Decent? Yes.
It was decent.
I didn't think so. I thought it was a bad script. I really did.
Oh, fuck off with your script shit.
I did.
Dude,
I'll wait.
I see this shit all the time on Star Wars Twitter. The writing was terrible.
But I'm a writing guy.
Fuck you. Yeah,
I'm a dialogue
guy. Yeah. No, you're not a dialogue guy. You write from your own. Write from your own head in your own voice. You don't write movie scripts.
Not my books, dick fuck. I'm talking about the movies I like.
You don't write those scripts.
I didn't say that. I said I like dialogue, dummy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you write dialogue. I'm
like,
I said I
like dialogue. I like the Tarantino movies. I like the Godfather movies. I like Casino and those kind of movies that are all based on dialect.
Well, that's awesome. That's not dialogue, but
dialect. Yeah. What am I doing? But I guess if they're speaking some different language, I love them then.
Well, that's Godfather, like you said.
No, but I don't know. I'll wait for John Wick 4 or fucking and John Wick 4 is going to have no plot. John Wick 4 is going to be the same as John Wick 3, 2, and 1. Something happens, so we fight for a fucking hour and a half. That's
nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with those. I love those John Wick movies. They're just senseless. They're karate movies without the fucking Asians.
I have never seen a John Wick movie, and I think, do you know why?
No.
Think about what happens in the very beginning of the first movie.
Oh, because his dog gets killed?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to see it. But I have to, and also Steph has no interest in watching those because like I am a monstrous fan of the Jason Bourne movies. Mm-hmm. And she goes, we always have this argument. She goes, those movies are all the same. I'm like, yeah, they're all awesome.
There's no wrong with the Bourne movies, but those are okay. But those are just like, you would probably love the John Wick movies because they're just like the Bourne movies. I should probably watch. Steph will be in Lima again tomorrow. I should probably watch the first John Wick, and I just have to have you tell me like, when does the dog die? Like, let me skip 2 minutes ahead. 15 minutes, but it'll set the plot. For you, seeing the dog die will be good because you'll actually hate the bad guy.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
You'll hate the bad guy enough to where every time he kills one of his henchmen, you'll be like, "Fuck yeah,
yeah, dog killing piece of shit."
Yeah, exactly. So you would probably like the Wick movie. The Wick movies are great. They're fun. They're and I like some of those kind of movies too. Like as bad as the acting is in them, I could watch a Mission Impossible movie all day long. They're the Tom Cruise ones. The acting is horrendous, but the fucking action is just nothing but stupid action, which that's okay. And I was a big fan of the Arnold movies back in the day. Didn't matter what he did. Oh, it's Arnold in a space movie fighting an alien. Now it's Arnold in Total Recall. Now it's Arnold in Conan. They're all the same to me.
Right.
Big fucking guy killing people. Love it.
It's kind of hard to argue with that. Like, oh God. and the N-bombs start in the chat room. There we go. All right. Sorry. Anyway, so back to action movies.
I'm not even looking at the chat room.
Oh yeah. and bombs. Anyway, so yeah, action movies. Woohoo.
Yeah. No, but as far as Bill and Ted, not in my not one of my favorites. That's for damn sure. Just
yeah, I totally understand like why people don't like it. I thought it was. I mean, it was entertaining enough. Like I literally, again, I'm sorry if I go into it, and this is why, back to the Star Wars thing for a quick second. Like this is why, like, I get shit on a lot for saying, The Force Awakens is my least favorite Star Wars movie because people are like, oh, it feels like Star Wars, it looks like Star Wars. I'm like, it ripped off A New Hope, dude. Yeah. I've already seen that after the first 45 minutes. I've seen that fucking movie. Like, like I would rather see Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones, like something that everyone thinks is just garbage. Like at least it's something different. It's, and like, and Bill and Ted Face the Music was different from the first couple movies. And, it was,
they could have helped themselves with some hotness too. Bill's daughter could have been hot. I mean, I thought that Keanu Reeves' daughter, she wasn't hot, but she fit. Her look fit being his daughter.
Yep.
But she wasn't really hot,
Can we talk about Missy? Can we talk about? Oh my God! You want to talk about plastic surgery? I give her all the credit in the world to get on camera like that. She looked like she was carved out of plastic.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe it. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
She looked terrible.
Yeah. But she took her paycheck too.
Well, exactly.
Had to pay for all that bad plastic surgery.
That's how she paid it off.
Yeah,
she
exactly.
had a outstanding bill. She's like, all right, I'll do it. Like,
yeah. It's a shit script, but I'll fucking read it. What do I care?
Right. God, yeah. I was watching it. I was like, oh my God. Like that one, like there was a close up of her real quick. At one point I was like, yee, good God. What the fuck is that? Like, exactly. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. I thought, I thought it was better than it had any right to be,
Well, the bottom line to both is that between you and I, they got $30.
Yeah, I spent 25. I bought it.
Oh, you got, and I spent 35, so they got $60.
Yeah,
but I bought it for the other two, which I will watch the other two.
I already have the other two, so yeah.
Yeah. Did you buy like physical or did you just buy digital?
No, digital. Yeah. I used to collect Blu-rays, man, and I just was finally like, I kept downloading all the stuff digitally, and I found myself not watching shit physically. So the only thing now, like I literally cleaned out my entire collection, and I'm about to take it to the exchange pretty soon here. Wow. The only things that I've kept is my 3D Blu-rays and anything like musical that I can't get anywhere else.
Right.
So
taking it to the exchange, you'll probably get like $15-16.
Right. I've got like 50 or 60 DVDs, man. So, or Blu-rays. So yeah,
not that much. Maybe like $4 or $5.
Right.
Yeah. But what do you think about movies in general launching just straight to home? Do you like that or no?
I do. I think it's a great idea. It's funny because I saw people bitching about Mulan, like on Disney Plus. They put it out for, I think it was like $30, and people were throwing a fit about it. Like, and I was like, dude, like if you go to the movie theater, like 2 movie tickets are almost $30.
Yeah.
But then you got to factor in, like, you're going to go get food. Let's say you don't get any snacks or drinks or anything at the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get something to eat at some point throughout the evening. So you're already over $30.
Right.
So to get it for $30 at home and you own it at that point, right? Like, what's wrong with that? And people were battling about it. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, dude?
Well,
like,
everybody always bitches about change. That's always a thing. No matter what the change is, it doesn't matter. They're going to bitch about it. My take is still that, going to the movie theater in 2019, which honestly, the last time I went to the movie theater, was with you for Ted 2. I don't even know how long ago that was. That was a long time ago.
Great movie.
It was fun. That was a good script.
Loved the Ted movies, man. They're fucking awesome.
That was a good sequel.
Yep.
But the going to a movie theater today is not a good experience. It's just not. A movie like Bill and Ted, to see that movie in a theater, you'd have been dealing with somebody would have a kid in there that's too young that would be crying or making noise. Somebody would be fucking texting and their fucking phone would be lighting up all through the movie. You're going to have fucking this guy talking to his chick the whole fucking movie. Right. This guy fucking dicking around with his popcorn the whole fucking movie and grinding around in it instead of just eating the popcorn. You know, the guy that sticks his hand in there and swirls it around and shit.
Yeah.
You're going to have that fucking guy in there. And you're going to have assholes that are yelling at the screen and laughing way too loud and way too hard over average jokes. So,
well, I'm the laughing guy, so I'll take exception to that. But,
but watching it at home, you can get away with that. Watching it at the movie theater, you're ruining somebody else's fucking $30 experience.
Yep.
And it's like, why would I do that now when I've got? First of all, I have a better screen than they do.
Yeah.
Most of the movie theaters do not have a 4K screen.
Yep.
You know, and I bought it on Vudu in, what do they call that? UHD, ultra high def, which I think is 4K.
It is 4K, yeah.
You know, and I watched it on UHD,
right,
which made Missy look even more tragic. But you know,
God, I wish we could. If someone in the chat could get a screen cap of Missy from that third Bill and Ted, like, oh my God. Yeah, anyway, oh God, that was bad. Anyway, continue.
But no, I honestly think that COVID, of all the businesses that COVID's going to kill, I think the movie business, the movie theater business is done because people don't want to go. Yeah. People are still fucking pussies and sitting in their house being afraid of getting sick, you know.
Right.
But you know, so people are sitting in their houses like cowards, and nobody wants to go to a movie theater anyway. In the end, I don't know anybody that truly enjoys going to the movies. They enjoy getting out of the fucking house. But if there's anything else to do or a movie, I think most people would choose the anything else.
Well, dude, being honest, I like going to the theater. But then again, I grew up going to the theater. So
I did
like
too.
To me, it's like, you know, it's an experience for me. Like my all-time favorite memory of going to the theater, you know, was going to the midnight movie of Revenge of the Sith with AJ. Like, you know, and I remember going to see, you know, Return of the Jedi. Like I was 7, he was 4, and I'm sitting next to him in Strongsville at Strongsville Theater, which doesn't exist anymore. And, you know, I had seen New Hope and Empire Strikes Back as a 4-year-old kid, and, you know, I started collecting all the, you know, the action figures, and he was all about it. So, you know, my first experience of Star Wars was at 4, then it was his. So, you know, so I relate to the theater because I have those very visceral, you know, memories and experiences and stuff like that, you know. And
again, it's got to be the right movie though,
right?
Because, you know, and like I said before, I'm more of a dialogue movie guy. So if I'm in the theater and it's a movie that's rich in dialogue and I'm trying to follow along, because, you know, I like kind of those like murder drama type deals, and to be in that and then have somebody going, "What did he say? What did he say?"
Right.
And then some other asshole fucking texting and somebody else saying, "Stop crying. Stop crying. It's almost over. Stop crying." It's like, fuck you. Get out of the goddamn theater.
I have had that experience. There was one of the last movies we saw before COVID. Steph and I were, I forget what movie it was, but it was late last year, and some dude was like in front of us on his phone, like, and he didn't even turn down the brightness. It was like this bright thing. He kept turning it on, and like I was just like, son of a bitch. And I don't say nothing because I'm like, I'm pissed, and yeah, exactly, yes, I'm a pussy, complete yes. And Steph literally goes, "Seriously?" And he turned around and goes, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, seriously?" And then he saw, oh, now a man's talking, like not knowing that I'm a pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was like, and he just I'm like, dude, you have to know that, like, it looks like a fucking flashlight in the middle of the fucking theater. Like, you know, we're not wrong for calling you out on this. Like, so, I mean, to your point, yeah, I mean, that does happen, and it fucking sucks. It's, you know.
When you go to the theater, shut the fuck up, disconnect from the outside world, and be part of the fucking experience.
Yep.
Just shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, that's why they have those ads at the beginning of the movie, like, hey, like, turn your phone off, like, don't be that guy, and yet people pay no fucking attention. It's like,
here's just the straight up truth of it. If your mother dies while you're in the theater, or if your brother is in a horrible, horrible car accident while you're in the theater, or if your best friend fucking chops his hand off at work while you're in the theater, all that shit will still be waiting for you when you walk out of the theater.
And you won't know about it if you fucking just sit there and watch the movie like you're supposed to. Stay off your fucking phone.
Exactly. If you make the commitment to be there, then turn off your fucking phone and be there.
Well, I mean, it's like it's a commentary on current society. Like, people don't give a fuck about other people. Mm-hmm. They're just like, well, I paid my fucking $12, so fuck you. I'll do what I want. No, fuck you, man. Turn your fucking phone off. Try to watch the goddamn movie.
Guess what? You really paid your $12 to go sit in a room and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's what you paid for.
Yep.
You didn't pay to be there to fucking bring everybody else in your world. If that's what you want to do, invite them to your fucking house.
Yep.
And they can sit around you and listen to you yammer about fucking whatever, you cunts.
Which is why the doing it at home is a good idea.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. How many of those people that are acting like fucking dickholes in the theater, how many of those people, if they did it, if they had the same movie at home, do you think they'd be yammering at home? No, they'd shut the fuck up because everybody around would be like, shut the fuck up, I'm watching a fucking movie.
Or now here's the other thing too, because we all know the person that talks all the way through every movie.
Yeah.
You know, mine would be my daughter. She's insufferable to watch a movie with because I mean, every fucking 2 seconds. Do you think that means that he's going to go? Do you think that he's going to live? What do you think's going to happen? You know, she's that. She can't sit patiently and just let the movie play out. It's always, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to, and I'm always like, shut up. You know, I just can't, I to the point that I can't watch movies with her. But here's the nice thing about fucking having them at home. You could sit and watch a movie with an insufferable person and then watch it again later and actually appreciate it by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have it now.
That's like you said, you spent $35 to get the Bill and Ted bundle, and I spent $25 because I was fully prepared. It was $19.99 to rent, or $24.99 to own. I'm like, what's an extra $5 fucking bucks? Like,
exactly.
You know, so for $5 now I could watch it whenever I want. Like, whether or not you love it, like I could rewatch it and go, oh, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Like, but I own it. I could watch it whenever the fuck I want for $5 extra bucks.
Yeah. And I mean,
whereas if you go to the theater, you spend $30 on 2 tickets. You see it once, then you got to go buy it in physical. This, that, and the other. You know, it's like, and I'll give you a perfect example of this. You know, not to go back to Star Wars, but this is like, you know, topical. You know, I collect 3D Blu-rays, and they've gone up and up and up in price. You know, because like they're increasingly hard to find because it's not a technology that people have.
Right.
Well, they basically go for $45 to $50 a pop. And The Last Jedi, I bought it for $48. You know, you got to special order it. Well, one of my buddies is trying to get all the Star Wars stuff on 3D because he's got PS4. He found out, you know, I told him that they play 3D, and he's a big Star Wars fan. He can't find The Last Jedi in 3D for anything less than $80 fucking dollars.
Okay.
So these things cost so much fucking money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know, and even that, like, you could go see the movie in the theater for what would we say, like $30-$40 or something?
Right.
Like, it's very rare that you have it an experience like this where, you know, you want to buy the movie at home, you got to spend $80. No, it's generally like $20-$25.
Yeah, it's
so if you have to spend 30, like that's nothing.
Yeah, they're charging what they expect for two people to go because most people go with a partner. Yep. That's really how it works, you know.
Yeah,
I know that's been the bitch to people. It's like, well, it's fucking at $30 when you could buy the DVD for $14 or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's fucking first run. Yep. You're paying for first run. If you want to wait 3 months, then you can watch Bill and Ted for $15 because it will be $15 then.
Yeah,
but you know, and that's really what it comes down to.
Yep.
And it's not. I mean, look, if you can't afford to fucking spend $30 on a fucking movie and sit on your ass in your own house to watch it, then you can't afford movies anyway. Get some bootleg cable.
Yeah.
You know? Sign up for Pluto TV, dick fuck. Jesus.
Totally agree. Dude, when I go see the new Star Wars movies, we've got a crew of friends. It's literally 10 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so if you factor in like let's just say because we guys go to the 3D showing, so that's like $15-$16. Let's say 15. That's $150. Okay.
Right.
If you can now buy that for $30,
yeah,
like you have 10 people for $30. Like, I mean, like that is so I don't understand why people are complaining about it.
Because it's the fucking social media age where we complain about everything.
Fuck social media, dude. You know my thought. I don't know who hates social media more, me or Neely.
Well, the difference is you're still on it.
Well, I have to because I got a fucking podcast and shit. So you know.
Well, I mean, I have a page, but I don't post very often on it. That's for damn sure. And I canceled my Twitter and I've built only show pages now. I fucking hate it. It's trash. It's just garbage.
It's fucking intolerable, but yeah, like you said, the social media age, you know, it's exactly, you know, that's exactly what it is. Like, you know, Gen Z and millennials and shit, like complaining. And, you know, like I just said, like we have 10 people going to the movie. If we each pay individually, it's $15 a pop, $150.
Right.
Or we could have 10 people, and if each of us gave $3, you have, granted it's not in 3D, but you have the same 10 people in a room, and then you can just order a fucking pizza. You know, you could, you know, cook.
Turn it into a party.
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
You know, everybody brings a $12 and you order a pizza and you get the movie, and now it's a party.
Yeah.
Gets fucked up, and then you can be loud and obnoxious if you want to while you watch it, because then later on you can watch it when everybody goes home.
Yep. If you can't hear over me screaming and laughing like a dolphin, you can watch it at home.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Dude, I'm all about the streaming technology, and what's funny to me is that it's taken this long for the movie business to catch up because, dude, we've been spoiled with Netflix now for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But even before that, we've had a 30-year run that nobody ever seems to really talk about of pay-per-views at home.
Yeah.
And everybody loves that. Dude, I'm so fucking old that I saw WrestleMania 1 at a
movie theater.
It was at the front row. It was at the front row theater, and they set up.
That's really old school.
It's really old, but they set up 4 screens in a box.
Closed circuit television, yeah.
And they set everybody around in seats. And me and my dad went. We watched WrestleMania 1.
Right.
What year was that? 84, 83?
85.
Yeah. So from 85 on, I'm aware of pay-per-view or closed circuit television or whatnot. And that shit worked. Dude, they were doing it there to have it in a theater environment, but it wasn't very much longer. It was only a matter of time before they figured out how to make it work on your cable box.
It was I think it was WrestleMania 3.
Yeah. Because
WrestleMania 2 was still the closed circuit. You had to go to a theater or whatever. It was WrestleMania 3 because I had it like Skinamax.
Right,
like I was watching it scrambled on television at home.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jerking off while you're fucking playing with that little side thing that could mess with the scramble a little bit.
No, it wasn't jerking off to WrestleMania. That was Skinamax.
Yeah, Skinamax or Red Shoe Diaries or whatever on HBO.
Right. It was, oh my God, there's a nipple. Wow, wow, wow.
Exactly. Emmanuel in Space on HBO. HBO After Dark. Emmanuel in Space.
Yep. It's like, are mom and dad asleep? Are they asleep? All right, cool. Let's turn on Skinamax.
Exactly. That's what.
But anyway, so you're used to the pay-per-view thing. You said
you used to. You've been able to do it you've been able to watch things at home for 30 however many years.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I think the movie theater realized how much money they're going to lose, because they're going to lose all that fucking overpriced candy money. And, I'm sure they get kickback off of all that, and they're going to lose all that.
Oh yeah.
Because let's face it, remember when Blockbuster tried to make it more like the movie theater experience? Remember, you go to Blockbuster and you'd grab your movie, but then on the way out, they sold you the popcorn tub that you would get at the movie theater. So they sold you the popcorn tub, and then you could microwave it, and then you had the movie theater experience.
Not gonna lie, I bought that a lot of times. Of
course, everybody did it. And the candy for you could get the experience of paying $4.50 for a box of Juji fruits. I mean that was Blockbuster's movie experience. But I remember distinctly those end caps had on the top of them, they all said, "Get the movie experience at Blockbuster," and they were selling fucking candy. They were selling candy, or they would sell you a 2-liter bottle of Coke with the cups, the movie theater cups, and you could take the movie theater cups home with you and pour the Coke into the movie theater cup and have the movie theater experience. Remember that shit?
Oh my God. Dude. And you're older than me, and I still remember this stuff. Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's crazy. Blockbuster was both a blessing and a curse to the movie business, because when you think about it, the movie business itself kind of died when Blockbuster came out. People were just tired of the movies. They were just making tired movies there in the early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s was not a really great movie time.
Right.
And Blockbuster brought it back because people started watching older movies again. And then the way Blockbuster did it, where they would put up the new movie and they would put up like a wall of it. Here's 50 copies of Predator. And, and they would make it seem like it was, cool, when really it wasn't. It was just a bad movie, but you saw so many copies that you just thought it was awesome. So.
I remember they're all rented out. You're like, you couldn't believe, like, that movie's not even good. Like, why are there no copies of this?
Yeah. And it wasn't until later that you realized that they only had 5 copies, but they had 50 boxes.
The movie business, like, they paid, like, hey man, just put this up there, make it look like it's really popular.
Well, they did that. That's exactly what they did. I worked at a Blockbuster for a minute, or the warehouse, but we rented movies, and that's what we did.
Right.
We had like 5 copies of the movie, but 50 boxes of it. So, but Blockbuster led to Netflix, and Netflix built off of Blockbuster, and then they started streaming, and the rest is history. So, I guess that's how it all works. But
right.
All right, well, that's our review of Bill and Ted. How's that?
And the movie industry.
Yeah, and the movie industry, which absolutely
as it is right now. Sure,
exactly. So why don't we play some tunage here? Let me figure out what we're going to play here. There is CMS. We're going to go with 4 instead of 3.
Why don't we play some Pissing Razors?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Since you've got to piss, play some Pissing Razors. If you can hear it while you're pissing, I want you to listen to this song. It's called Permanent, and it's the reason I love this one is because it reminds me so much of The Art of Shred by Pantera. It's like a straight up ripoff of it. Pissing Razors is one of my favorite bands of the era. So let's play it. It is Pissing Razors from their self-titled debut, and this is Permanent exclusively here
on your classic metal show.